Beautiful people of planet Earth, introducing the Lokithor J-401 Jump Starter. This is a super powerful and reliable tool for your vehicle's emergency needs. And if you're wondering if this is the right jump starter for you, check out the rest of this video. We go through all the functionalities of this, all the specs, and how it can be the best jump starter for your needs. If you got a gasoline engine, 8.5 liters, a gas engine capacity, or 6.5 liters, diesel, this device is designed to meet your needs as well. It's not just a jump starter, it's also a super versatile charger for your devices with some really cool safety features. It's got this little handy dandy thing to pull things out, so you can easily pull this out of the box, and we'll get this thing fired up and show you how all of this stuff works. As you can see, it's super sturdy, but not that heavy. To be honest, it's not that heavy, but is really solid. So this is the package. Obviously, you're going to get the unit itself, and we'll power that up and go through that. The other things that you're going to get in the box, you can pull it really out very easily by just pulling it out with your finger here, where these are likely the cables that we get inside. And let's just check out the quality of the cables. And oh yeah, really good quality cables here. You remember those hand exerciser things? It's not like that. It's not ridiculously hard to do that. And one of the great safety features that we'll talk about is this is spark free as well. And sometimes old school people, once this thing was connected, they do this to see if it was going. You don't have to do that anymore. You've got this that will tell you that it's going. And when you do that, and it could catch something that's flammable, and then you've got a fire on your hands. So that's another great safety feature, is that it is spark free. One cool thing I'm seeing here is this thing will cover up that area, so you don't have to worry about junk getting in there and causing things to not work. And it looks like there's really only one way that this thing can plug in. Sometimes when you're like plugging in a USB cable or something like that, you're always getting the wrong way in, but you know exactly how to plug that in. So those are two really thoughtful features of that, in addition to this being really solid. These are likely our cables. I believe we're getting a USB-C plug-in. Oh, this is the... Yeah, here's all our cables, and there is the cigarette lighter adapter that you can use to charge the unit if you need to for that, as well as your cables. And sure enough, there is a USB-C to C, as well as a USB-C to USB-A cables as well. We're also getting the Lokithor Jump Starter manual. We're going to go through the demos of what you can see here, and we're going to jump start a car as well. Make sure you hang out for that. So one thing about this rugged design is it is IP65 water resistant. And basically what that means is it's protected against like water jets from any angle, but don't submerge this thing and think that it's going to be fine. It may work if it's underwater for a little bit and you can pull it out, but I wouldn't do that. IP65 means it can get pretty wet and jets from all sides, but don't submerge it. The specs of this is that it's 74 watt hours, which means the battery can store more energy, allowing it to jumpstart larger engines, or it can charge devices multiple times before it really needs a recharge. It's got a really great amount of energy. It's also got, you can see right here, 2,500 amps peak current, which refers to like the maximum electrical power the jump starter can deliver in a short burst. And this is a very high current, which makes this really powerful enough to jumpstart large engines, including most cars, trucks, and even some heavy duty vehicles. And the other bonus about this puppy is that it has a 24-month, 2 years standby capacity, and has an ultra low self-discharge rate. So you're going to be able to, once it's charged and it's at 100%, it can basically sit for a couple of years without you having to worry about that. I'm just going to go ahead and power this thing up so you can see this thing while I talk about it. Obviously, I don't have it plugged into anything. It's already fully charged for me. And then this is going to turn on the lights, which is another feature. I'll show you here on this side. This is where you're going to plug in the clamps for your battery, like I had shown you before. So we'll do that when we actually do hook it up to a car. Those are obviously the lights. And then I like this. You can put that over and you don't have to worry about stuff getting in there onto any of the spots inside. And then of course on this side, this is where you can plug in the cigarette adapter as well as the USB-C and the USB-A to be able to fast charge your devices. The other thing I'm going to talk to you about is the safety features of this, and there's what's called spark proof, which I had mentioned before. There's reverse charge, there's overcharge, and then there's also temperature protections on this. The spark proof, as I'd mentioned, when you connect the jump starter, you don't have to worry about sparks when those two things touch, especially when you've got like flammable stuff that's nearby, so you don't have to worry about that. The reverse charge protection it basically prevents the car's battery from sending electricity back to the jump starter, which could damage it. So you don't have to worry about that. So it's got reverse charge protection. It's got overcharge protection. So it stops this from being charged too much, which can reduce the risk of overheating or damaging the battery. And you can see it already turned itself off because it wasn't being used. And I just popped it back on, and there you go. It also has the temperature protections, and this feature ensures that this jump starter operates safely with a specific temperature range. -4 Fahrenheit to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and a -20 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius. And this really ensures that the device operates safely and efficiently in various environmental conditions, really protecting it from extreme cold or extreme heat. So we're going to show how the 100-watt two-way fast charging feature works. And this really refers to both the charge itself and the other devices quickly. The reason why it is at full is I hooked it up. It was had like out of the box, it had 2 bars. It had been sitting probably for a while, a number of months. But when I hooked it up and plugged it in right here into a charger, it took probably 20 minutes and it was full. And so you're going to get 100 watts charge output and inputs. And so we've got a C to Lightning. And I'm just going to plug in a general iPhone. I'm going to plug it in here to the C output. And so you can see it's at 91% charge. So I'm just going to go ahead and hook it up. And we're going to see, it's charging. Right now it's hooked up and is charging, as you can see. And so it's not even lit up, but it is charging, and it's telling me that it's flashing right now, meaning, hey, I'm sending power out to something to have it be charged. So we're going to put that there. And then we've got another one here that is a USB-A, and I'm going to plug that into my iPad and pop this in over here. So you can do simultaneous charging on these things. Grab my iPad, and I'm going to plug in my iPad, which clearly I needed to clean the screen of, and you could see it's saying that it's 93% charging at this point. And of course, we still see that going out. And both of these devices are being charged from this device. So there's test number 1. We'll put those aside. Want to get those charged, see how long it takes to get those things charged up. They weren't down charged very much, but there you go. That gives you the concept here. So at this point, I'm going to go out and start the car. We're here, ready to hook this up. And so we've got clamps here. You can see red goes to red, black goes to black, obviously. And where we want to plug this in is right here on this side. Now, this is a pretty well-lit garage that I'm in. However, you could be on the side of the road. There could be a need for light. So hitting this and turning this on and holding this will give you ample light, like a really good, pretty, sorry if I blinded you there, but obviously if you need this to light how you're going to hook up these, you can certainly do that and keep that on to be able to do that, which is a nice little feature. And then there's other lights here that you can hold down. If you hit it and the light comes on, you hit it again, you're going to get this, obviously for emergency, and then you got something that flashes more intermittently like that, and then off. So we're going to turn it back on by holding it, and then you've got enough light to do this. And what we'll do is hook in the electrodes. Let me turn this off, for now, just to kind of see how we're doing this. As I'd shown you earlier, nice feature here is that this is a cover for these, and you'll see a flat end on one side, and you could see where the flat end goes right here on the top. So we're going to go ahead and plug those in. And again, another great feature was the spark-free situation. So if you don't have flammable stuff, you don't have to worry about any sparks coming out when you do that. And then you could hook this up right here to your battery, and then you'll be able to start your car. So you want to go ahead and hook one end up to the red. And again, if you need the light, you can always turn it on and be able to see, okay, there, let me get in there. Let me make sure I get it onto, I don't quite have it on there, onto the black light. And let me turn that off. All right, let's give it a shot and see if we can get, well, the lights come on, so that's a good thing. Let's see if we've got enough juice to get it started. All right, awesome.